From the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Wednesday, June the 3rd. Every first and third Wednesday of the month, we have a chance to catch up with author and blogger Diane Loew. Her feature is called A Farm Life with a Farm Wife. It's presented by Farm Bureau Insurance Markup Agency. Located at 477 Chicago Drive, just west of US 31 in Holland Township. You can call Mark now for a quote at 396-5728. That's 396-5728 for Farm Bureau Insurance Mark Hop Agency. And we are joined by a Zoom connection with author and blogger Diane Loew, a farm wife from her farm in the Hudsonville area. Diane, good morning. I hope all is well.
Good morning. Yes, it is. I forgot my little earphone with the microphone, so I hope you can hear me.
You can hear you just fine, and we're A-OK, as they say. A couple of weeks ago, you were busy, unfortunately, but a month ago, 4 weeks ago, you got us a glimpse into the farm with our Zoom connection, and had a chance to maybe get up close and personal with one of the cows at your farm. Yep. You're outside today. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I'm starting outside here. This is one of our calf barns, different than the nursery, and we're going to go in there in just a minute. But first, I wanted to tell you about, remember a few weeks ago, or probably a couple of months ago now, we talked about getting coolers with milk and asked people if they had shelters and things like that they wanted to have nominated. Well, we got 3 of them in our area from that. So the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, they had 18 coolers to pass out. And along with that, there's $500 worth of dairy products. So one of them went to the Holland Rescue right here in Holland. And if you want to find out more about that, you can go to hollandrescue.org. They actually have fed like 38,000 meals over the summer. And there's a place where it's called Give Where You Live. And you can go to that website and you can help support that to purchase more dairy products or whatever it is they need. And another one was Angels of Action, and that's angelsofaction.org. And that's got, they have a backpack program, food program, and that's in Mecosta County. And they have served in 1 year just under 90,000 pounds of food. So that's another place if you want to help donate money to. And the third place that one of the coolers went to is called Be Love Outreach, and that is KathyDeGraw-Ministries.org. And they do all kinds of things. They help people with financial things. They have where you can purchase, or you can get clothing and so on and so forth. So they also got a cooler with the milk. And if you want to donate, that's another great place to do it. So I just wanted to update everybody on that. And I think that's pretty cool that we got 3 coolers right here in our area.
Indeed, and we were talking a little bit about the fact that, unfortunately, because of circumstances, some farmers have had to dump milk, other farmers have had problems selling milk, and at least it's going to a good cause, even if you can't market it the way that all farmers would like to have it marketed.
Correct. So now we're going to go into the calf barn. This is a calf barn that we switched over from individual pens to a larger facility where they're all kind of roaming around together. And we did this a couple of years ago. And I'm not really good at doing this, so bear with me as far as. But here we are. And I think you can see the calves there. And these guys, they're not used to people being in here with them all the time. And while they're not afraid of us, they're not actually going to come up and bug us like the little ones did. They were looking for food. So these guys are all fed already. They're just kind of hanging out, chilling, sleeping a little bit until it's time to go get some more food. And what's interesting about this, I don't know if you can see that white tag there in her ear. That's a RFID, radio frequency ID. And what it does is, over here, like I said, I'm not real good at this. They go into this little stall here where, I don't know if you can see it or not, they're drinking. And this little white tag gets red. So what happens is when they go in there to eat, it will give them so many units of feed. So if she goes in there too many times, they won't get fed. But when it's time for her to go get some food, she'll go there and it gets measured out for her.
High tech, high tech, high tech. And you know what? That's great because yes, you want to make sure that the cows and the calves are all taken care of, but you don't want to get them so overfed that they become an issue and really more fat than, especially for those who are going to be used for beef purposes.
Right. And the thing is if we also come in and we monitor, and if we have a calf, she's running away. If we have a calf that has not eaten, we can check to see who has had so many units per day. And if they're low on their units, we can go get them up and put them up there and have them eat. Make sure that there's nothing wrong with them. They're not sick or anything like that. And I can show you, see, these guys are all waiting to go in. Sometimes
they're not doing social distancing. Where's that social distancing?
Yeah, well, don't tell our governor or anybody else in charge or we'll be in big trouble here. But anyway, what happens is, I'll show you the inside of the thing here. This right here is where we check to see if a certain calf has had this or that, make sure that they've had enough. And this is where we also program it. And down here is the machine where it gets mixed up. If somebody new would come in and trigger it, you could see how it works. But when a calf comes in, it reads a little white button on their ear. Water gets put in there, milk replacer gets put in there, gets all mixed up, and then the calf is allowed to drink it. So it's kind of handy because you don't have to feed them all by hand.
And it's measured just right, and make sure that you don't feed the cow or the animal more than it has, and they don't have to be mistaken. Oh, did I feed that one or did I not feed that one?
Exactly. I mean, this whole barn has its pros and cons. One of the things that trying to get back in here again. One of the things about this is it's sometimes a little less labor intensive, but yet the calves are all together, and if one gets sick, they can all get sick. So that's, I guess, I would say the downside of it. But they kind of like hanging out together. They just kind of chill out here and get up and run around and have some fun in between eating. So this is what
I was going to say. I was going to ask an ignorant question. How tough is it to put the things into the cow's ears to be able to monitor them and all that? Do they get used to it pretty quickly?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like just piercing your ear, basically. It's just I don't know what you call it. You just pop it in, and they, shake their head for a couple seconds, just because it's probably a little ouchy. But also, if a calf or cow or any animal leaves our farm, it has to have one of those in there. And what that's for is, if, let's say, somebody purchased a cow and then all of a sudden there was some horrible illness or something that started up in their herd, and they wanted to find out where it started from, it could trace it back to our farm. Our farm has a specific number that's associated with that. So it keeps track of animals leaving your farm and where they're going and the health of them and things like that.
Yeah. It sounds, it has become high-tech agriculture, but in order to maximize not only profits, but also maximize the amount of, the quality of the milk and the quality of the beef, you got to do these measures.
Right. Now I was going to just kind of walk out here and show you our hay field that got rained on last night. We just started doing hay. I don't know how many acres we have down now, but it's starting to be go time around here. We're planting corn. We've already sown alfalfa, and now we've got all this hay down that got rained on. I just say God kind of washed it a little bit.
And I hear some of the mooing way saying, "Hey, where are you? Where are you?" But as you mentioned before, Diane, a lot of that you grow is not so much for retail; it is more for feeding the animals more than anything else. That way, you don't have to buy feed from other farmers.
Correct. We raise as much feed as we can on the land that we own and the land that we rent, and it's not really enough. So we do have to purchase from other farmers and other sources. But like I said, we do as much as we can. And this field got finished mowing last night, and then it got rained on, so it's going to have to dry a few days before we can do anything with it.
Well, according to our forecast, it looks like it's going to be dry at least through the end of the week. Hopefully, that'll be enough time to get it to be dried down as well. Any final thoughts before we button things up?
Nope. Actually, well, June is Dairy Month, and I'm going to start promoting that. I've been kind of taking a break just because of everything going on. We need to kind of pay attention and be a little bit kinder to each other and treat each other better and things like that. So I've been kind of holding off on that. But drink milk, man. It's good for you. So many ways.
We'll talk about National Dairy Month and not only milk products, but other products that come from our friends, the cows, with the farm wife, Diane Loew, next in 2 weeks from now. So, Diane, thank you for the glimpse inside the farm, and we look forward to chatting with you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. That is Diane Loew, A Farm Life with a Farm Wife. It's presented on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC by Farm Bureau Insurance, Mark Hop Agency, located at 477 Chicago Drive, just west of US 31 on Holland's east side. You can call Mark now for a quote at 396-5728. That's 396-5728 for Farm Bureau Insurance, Mark Hop Agency.